Welcome back. Oh, welcome back, everybody. How's it going? How was your lunch? Awesome. Who had the Caesar salad? Who had the Thai salad? Which one was better? Thank you for joining us this afternoon. We have one talk in here, and then the tutorials will continue in here and up there. So without any ado at all, we have Atawhai joining us from the New Zealand Blood Service. And shall we just take it away there?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Atawhai.
Kia ora koutou. Tēnā koutou. If you had the chance to save someone's life, would you do it? Ooh, it's pretty silent. One wee nod in the back there. If someone in your community needed something that you had plenty of, would you give it to them? Any yeses? A couple of nods, yeah? If the person next to you needed something, needed your help, and you could help them out, would you support them? Yes. Great. Okay, I'm going to ask that first question again. If you had the chance to save someone's life, would you do it?
Yes.
Yes. Great. Fantastic. I'm going to explain to you guys how you can easily save someone's life, and all you need to do is roll up your sleeve like this. Really easy, eh? I think you guys know what I'm talking about. We're talking about giving blood. Really simple. Here's a group of workmates who give blood together. So some information about New Zealand Blood Service. 30,000 patients every year are treated with blood or blood products. We need 4,000 donations every week. So that kind of brings it home that we need a lot of you to help out, but at the moment only 4% of the population are donating. So that's why we come out and do these talks and say to you guys, we need your help. So who needs blood? There's a lot of different patients who need blood. Often we think of those who are in accidents, but people receiving cancer treatment are the main patients who are receiving blood, as well as mums and babies and other medical conditions. A guy that I have met who's received blood and blood products, William Pike. You may have heard of him before. He was up Mount Ruapehu about 15 years ago. Give me 1 second. I'm going to see if his video plays. Is it going to play? Is it going to play? No, we're not playing ball. Okay, I'm going to talk about William. I know his story really well. So yeah, about 15 years ago, he was up trekking up Mount Ruapehu with a mate, and they were staying overnight in the hut. And then the mountain blew unexpectedly. So there were tons and tons of ash and debris that were falling down, and William was pinned underneath a huge rock. His mate had to go and get help. Luckily, William's life was saved. He lost his leg, unfortunately, but his life was saved. Because there were blood and blood products in the hospital, he needed something like 60-something units in order to save his life, and the only reason why he's still alive is because the blood and blood products were there in the cupboard, ready to go. When there's an incident like this, we don't put out a call to get people in. It's already there because we already had you guys and everyone else had come in to donate the week before that, and so it's ready to go. So there's lots of different products we make from blood and plasma. Have a look at all these. Sometimes we just think it's just blood, but there's lots of different products. We send a lot of our plasma over to Melbourne, to a place called CSL, and it's processed into a blood product. It looks like a medicine when it comes back. Take a good note of those. There's lots of things there. I might give you guys a test afterwards. Whoever wins gets a free trip to the closest donor centre. And there's a lot of patients now who need blood products for life. And the next patient is one of those, Ella Rose. So Ella Rose, from when she was 2, she was very unwell. She has an immunodeficiency disorder. This photo was taken about 12 years ago. She's at uni now, at Victoria, studying, living her best life. The only reason why she can do these things is because she takes a plasma product every week. And we get this plasma product from plasma donors such as Carlos, who organised this talk. He's a plasma donor, and we collect all the plasma from our amazing donors, our generous donors, and we make this product. And so Ella can live a normal life, study, be a normal teenager, because you guys give us your lovely plasma. And if you want to read any stories about our amazing donors and recipients, have a look on our website, nzblood.co.nz. We've got lots of good information on there. Here's another wee fella, Brendan. I met him about 5 or 6 years ago. He's really cute. He's about 14 now, so this has taken a few years ago. But when he was a wee baby, he contracted bacterial meningitis, which is the really bad one. He was very unwell, and since that time, he was about 8 months old when he was sick. He has been really unwell. They haven't actually diagnosed him, but they give him the same product that Ella Rose gets, so it's a weekly product. And that's why we need more plasma donors, because when someone is diagnosed with this type of disorder and they need to go on a weekly product, that means that from then on, we need that patient looked after with that particular product called Evogam. So that's why we're needing more and more donors. We always need blood and blood donors, but we also need more plasma donors. What is plasma? That's that yellow coloured fluid in your blood. So it has a lot of antibodies, a lot of goodies in it. And the way that we get your plasma is you come and donate. It's one needle, like a normal blood donation, and then we spin it in an apheresis machine. We keep the plasma. It looks kind of like pineapple juice. It sounds a bit weird, but that's kind of what it looks like in the bag. And then we return your red cells to you. And you can donate plasma every 2 weeks if you want to. Some people do. That's amazing. And we need more plasma donors. So that's why I go out and about and talk to you guys about giving blood, giving plasma. So Team Red, this thing here is pretty bright, isn't it? That's our group donation program. We have organisations, businesses, church groups, friends, families that get together and come and give blood together. The New Zealand Python user group, you are a Team Red group already. Did anyone know that? You are a Team Red group, so congratulations. You didn't know that, but now you know you're a Team Red group. And I've already got you set up in our system. Carlos did that. So, yeah. What is Team Red? A group donation program. You guys are already it. Well done, congratulations. And there you are. I grabbed this off our website today. At the moment, you've only got 9 members. I reckon we could get a few more on, a couple more. And you've saved nearly 600 lives. Is there anyone in here who is a donor already? Me, same, me, and what's about 5, 8, 7 something of us. So are you guys on this group? No, maybe you didn't know it existed. No, okay, so you can join it now. So you can join via the NZ Blood Donor app or our website. You can go on there, search for Python user group, and that way you can join and your donations can be counted. And then you are part of this amazing group here, and you can show everyone how amazing you guys are. You already know you're amazing, but also you are lifesavers. There we go, here's our business group again. So when we do our, they look a bit promo-y, they look a bit stock footage, don't they? But they actually are real, it's a real Team Red group. So we always use real stories of our donors and our recipients and Team Red groups to show people what you can do. So if you forget all about my talk, please, the only thing I want you to remember is please sign up. Ooh, that was a bit much, wasn't it? Please sign up to be a donor. So give us your blood and plasma, please. We would love that. Some people can't donate. I'm very aware of that. We've got a few rules, and you guys might know some of them. So if you can't donate, there's other things you can do. You could be a volunteer, or you could just encourage your friends and family members to donate. We've got a really good Facebook page. We've got really good social media presence. You could like us on there and share the information. The only way we can provide the hospitals with the blood and blood products that they need is from voluntary donors such as you guys and me and all your friends and family out there. Now, this is going to be a trick. Let's see if this works. Okay, I've got a wee video. This is a video that I show when I'm at schools. Oh, you can tell that I am not a technical type person. Okay, so I'm going to explain. Who can give blood? Got to be at least 16. So, okay, who's at least 16? Right, we're good. Okay, we're good. You can't have had any tattoos or piercings in the last 3 months. That's me. Oh, if you guys had tattoos or piercings, okay, so maybe. You've got to be well and healthy. So when you come along, obviously if you've just had a cold, meh. But if you are well and healthy, no coughs or colds or tummy bugs in your household, then you're good to go. You have to have, if you're on some medication, some of it's okay, some of it's not. So that's when it gets a bit tricky. So you can come and talk to us about that. And there's a rule about, has anyone heard about the mad cow rule? Are there any mad cows in here? Yeah, yeah, some mad cows in here. So there's a rule that's in place at the moment in New Zealand. Australia's just got rid of it. Awesome. Hopefully we'll go that way. So that rule is if you lived in the UK, France or Ireland between 1980 and 1996 for 6 months or longer, you're still a no. However, we will look at that rule. I'm sorry, mad cows, don't be mad at me. I didn't make up that rule. We will look at it, and please encourage your family and friends to donate instead of you at the moment. The reason why we have that rule is because we can't test for variant CJD, which is the proper name for it. Sorry, I was calling it the well-known name, mad cow. We can't test for that, so at the moment we just stay. We are very risk averse. We want to make sure that the blood and blood products in the hospitals are safe for our vulnerable patients. So at the moment, that's still a no. And how do you give blood? Who here has given blood before? Who here has done it recently? Yep, okay, so there's a few people that know what you do. Okay, ideally, you book an appointment, you give us a call, you go on the app, you go on the website, book a time. You're like, okay, I'm free next week, Tuesday afternoon, going to book a time. You come along, beforehand you make sure you've had food and water, a good sized meal, at least a litre of water. You sign up when you get there, so we have some friendly receptionists there. You sign up, you give them your ID, you go through some paperwork, read some information, then you have a chat with one of our nurses. So the reason why you have a chat with a nurse is because they're just making sure it's safe for you to give blood. We wouldn't want to take your blood off you if you're anemic or anything like that, because that would make you more anemic, that would be terrible. We are very risk averse, so we look after the donor first of all, and then we want to make sure it's safe for your blood to go to a sick patient in hospital. Once that's all good to go, jump on the bed, arm out, needle and arm, really easy. I don't look away. Once it's in, it's fine. And give blood, it's about 5-10 minutes, that's real quick. Then you get to stay on the bed, rest for a little bit, and then you have your biscuits and drink. All good, off you go, toddle off. Have the rest of your afternoon off, go back to work, whatever you want to do. So that's basically what you do when you come to give blood. Plasma's a little bit more involved because you're on the bed with needle in the arm about 35 to 45 minutes. So we are really aware that plasma donors have a bit of a greater commitment, so we appreciate the people that come in. We appreciate everyone, we appreciate all our donors, but the extra time and commitment for plasma donors is quite big there. And we really appreciate everyone who gives their time and their blood and plasma to us. So there we are. Your one donation can help to save up to 3 lives. Who's in? Oh, yep, some are a little bit unsure, I reckon, eh? Okay, we're going to throw it out to some questions. You're going to have to yell out to me. Oh, no, you don't have to yell, don't worry.
I have one question, which is the Team Red system. Can you be in multiple teams without too much trouble?
No, our system doesn't let you. You can only be in the one, sorry. You choose the one you like the best, and then you jump on that one, and then if they annoy you, you can jump off that one and join another one.
I mean, I would choose the winning team.
Of course.
Do we have any questions from the audience? What we'll do is I'll come down and hear your question, and I'll repeat it into the microphone so that the online audience can hear it. So wave your hand at me.
Sounds good.
We have a question down there.
And I'm just going to do one proviso. Let's make sure it's just a general question. If you have any technical medical questions, don't ask me. I studied economics. I don't have a health science background.
I was just wondering if the best way of getting a company kind of group on board.
Yes, Team Red, you contact me. If you emailed us, if you gave us a call on an 0800 number, they'll end up putting you through to me, or depending on where you're based. If you're based in Auckland, you get put through to one of my teammates up there. So yeah, you contact us however you want to, and tell us what you want. You could just say, I want to set up a Team Red group, and then we'll put you through to us and get you underway.
Cool, thank you. Any other questions?
I have a question. A few of us have flown in from overseas. Should we probably donate in our local city?
Yes, so definitely at the moment it's a 14-day stand down from when you've flown in from overseas, and then there's other stand downs depending on where you've flown in from. So Australia's 14 days, everywhere's at least 14 days, and then other places maybe longer depending on where you've gone. There's different risks, like say for some countries there's malarial risks, so you have to wait longer. So if you're from Aussie and you're going to be here for less than 2 weeks, maybe wait until you get back. Yeah. The Australian Red Cross will be happy that I'm saying this as well. Go and donate there.
Yeah, Australian Red Cross is pretty good as well for those Aussies. Any other questions? Make us run.
How frequently can you donate blood?
Yep, you can give blood up to every 3 months, up to 4 times a year. So maximum 4 times a year, every 3 months, and plasma and platelets are a bit different. So because you're receiving your red cells back, you can donate every 2 weeks. And we do have some amazing donors that donate every 2 weeks, but that might not be good for everyone. You've got your lives, you've got work, you've got things on. So some plasma donors, they might donate every 6 weeks or 2 months, and that's fantastic.
Christina.
Kia ora. Should you get a blood test before you donate the first time so that you kind of know before donating whether you're actually eligible?
No, you don't need to get a blood test. Good question, though. You need to ideally give us a call, check online, nzblood.co.nz, or download the app, and on there's eligibility info. So go through that eligibility info, and that's the basic rules around who can donate. There are some more kind of technical rules, but you can talk about that when you come and see us, or if you give us a call, we can put you on to one of our nurses and they can talk to you about that.
You mentioned an app.
Yeah, we've got an app. So if you just look up NZ Blood, it'll come up with our little app. It's white background with a little red blood drop. Kind of looks like Tinder, but don't mix it up with that. So yeah, the little red blood drop. You can look, put your profile on there. If you're already a donor, it'll link in with our system. So then you'll be able to see your donor card and how many times you've donated and your blood type. But if you're a brand new person, you'll just have a brand new app on there.
Richard.
Hi. If you donate blood, you obviously do a test on it. If something comes back negative on that, is the individual informed?
Yep. So when you give blood and plasma and platelets, every time we take at least 3 test tubes. So we're testing for your blood type every single time. Even if you've donated 100 times, we're going to check your blood type. We are testing for diseases that could be passed from the donor transfused to that sick patient, so things like HIV, syphilis, Hep B, Hep C. So they test that every single time. If something flags, they will definitely contact you. There's different ways that they contact you. Usually it will be one of our EMOs, one of our doctors that will contact you and discuss it with you. It very rarely happens because of our eligibility rules and then the conversation you have with the nurse when you come to donate. Usually it's very rare. So Mel, who's our team leader in our donor accreditation lab, our testing lab, she's been there for like 20-something years, and I think she's only seen HIV test positive come back 4 or 5 times. It's very unusual. But they will certainly contact you. We wouldn't just like chuck it in the bin and forget about you.
I imagine the blood type changing from one donation to the next is pretty rare as well.
Oh, definitely. But we're always, there's so many checks and balances. We are very, we have many rules, many SOPs, so always checking that we've got the right product, the right person, everything is correct, so we're making sure that that product is safe to go to the patient in hospital. We have a number of values, but our underlying value, our overarching value is safety is our cornerstone. So it's all about safety for that vulnerable patient in hospital. So that's why sometimes when you come along to donate, you're like, why are all these rules in place? And it's kind of like we're asking you all these questions. We ask you again, what's your name? What's your date of birth? What's your name? What's your date of birth? And every now and then you can get a bit ho-ha, you can get a bit annoyed. You're like, there's a reason behind that, I promise. It's just making sure that we've got the right person, the right product, and it's going to the right patient at the other end.
How does the confidentiality work?
That is a very big part of what we look after, the privacy of the donor and the privacy of the patient. So we have many rules around that. So certainly that's a big part of what we do. And we have a very strong quality team looking after privacy and confidentiality of everyone involved.
I think we've got time for a handful more questions.
I've got a question. Oh, there we go. There's another question. I've got a question. Who's going to sign up? Are we getting more people on board? Okay, there's one really strong hand. Yeah, cool. We've got 3 over there, 4, yeah.
For the people who need regular donations, kind of like Ella Rose, on a weekly basis, do you have frequent flyer donors that are kind of pegged for that person so that they are pre-selected to make some of that process easier? Of course, still making sure that the quality and your checks and balances are done?
Yeah. Yeah, well, we're just working on a couple of those patients today. So we have, so usually someone in hospital, they just need the old A-pols or the old O-pols blood type. But when we have a patient who's quite unwell and they're needing regular transfusions, they will need specific phenotypes. So we do phenotype some donors, and then it has to match, the donor has to match with the patient. And yes, we have some patients that are needing regular transfusions, and we have a process that we look through with that. So they have to be phenotyped, exactly matched. And we have other special donations such as UTIs, which is an intrauterine transfusions. So then you have particular donors that we call for those transfusions. So we have a complex system kind of sitting underneath the regular donors, and then we have kind of specific donors that we get for particular patients.
I have one final question, which might be off topic a little bit. I have a friend whose life has been saved several times by bone marrow transfusions for leukemia and such. Is that something, who sort of does that sort of thing in New Zealand?
Yes, so that's a bone marrow team, and they sit within New Zealand Blood Service. We also have organ donation that sits within New Zealand Blood Service, and the skin team and the heart valve bank team. So we're called New Zealand Blood Service, but we're actually more than that. So East Bone Marrow sits with us, and we find our bone marrow donors. Some of them are found via family, and then others are found via blood donors. So we target particular blood donors. At the moment, we need more Māori and Pacific Island men to get on the bone marrow registry between 18 and 35 years old, because we're able to tap into the worldwide registry where we can get lots of different bone marrow donors through there, but you have to be exactly typed, exactly matched. So that's why we need some more Māori and Pacific Island males to be able to match to the patients that need bone marrow.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
With that, and I think we're finished. Thank you so much, Atawhai, for coming. And yeah, I think that we have a few new donors here today. The last time I donated was high school, so it's high time that I had a look.
Not
again.
long ago, no.
It was a while ago now.
A couple of years ago.
Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.